Hey champions, I'm coming to you with part 2 of the Real Blac Chyna, episode 4, Back to Basics. Okay, I left off where Tony and Chyna were at the table. Tony got up, she walked out, she was venting outside to Wolsey. Switch reels to the producers sitting down at the table with Chyna. I think I said Chyna was outside, but I meant to say Tony was outside. The producers sat down and we're coming to you from San Diego Airport. Okay, I'm trying to get up out of here. Don't expect a review next week because I will be out of the country. The producer stepped in and told Chyna, your mother said some supporting things and some kind things, and Chyna was like, roll the tape back. you must not have been watching what I was watching, right? I'm gonna stop saying right. I'm gonna make note of not saying that, and this is gonna be a part 3 because there's a lot of stuff that happened. But I'm gonna try to. But I like to be thorough because if you watch my review, you're not gonna even have to watch the show because I'm gonna tell you everything about it. Okay, so she was like, you must not have watched the same thing that I watched, and she was like, roll the tape back, and then she said, I can't wait till you play this shit back. And how Wolsey, she said, and how Wolsey better, I guess Wolsey was standing over her, and then standing behind her, standing around her, something. She was like, that bitch better get off my back. I think I reviewed this part last week, but we're gonna go back over it again. But she was mad at Wolsey when she was sitting at the table and Tony and Wolsey was outside venting. Okay, switch reels to Tony outside speaking with Wolsey. Need a check, because that's his new name. Wolsey need a check. Wolsey cools Tony down and she decides she has more to say. So Tony comes back into the table and she sits down with an attitude. Oh, no. She sits down and both of them just got their attitude adjusted. She asked for the J and Chyna got her vape, right? So they both feeling real good and, ready to talk right now, right? Here I go again. So that's what, I always say, I'm about to go outside and get my attitude adjusted. That's what I tell my elders, right? Here I go with that right. So switch wheels to confessional Tony. I cannot. She says, how much the fuck you want me to stick around? And she's not a child, anymore. And admits she hasn't been motherly like. But when she waltzes back into the table, Chyna breaks the ice because she sits down and don't say nothing, just looking stupid. Chyna's, looking at her like, you gonna say something? You walk back in here. Y'all, I'm holding my camera, so it is what it is. Let me hurry up. So she proceeds so Chyna breaks the ice. And she was just like, look, we've tried. This is the second attempt of us sitting down by ourselves to try to get along, and it's just not working. It's not working, so let's just go to counseling. And so Tony agrees. They get up, they hug, and they get ready to walk out the restaurant. And Tony doubles back and gets a menu for a souvenir. I collect menus. Tony got a napkin for a souvenir. So switch reels outside at the valet. They're in front of the Bentley, and they were just, I guess Chyna hit her toe or something happened with her toe, so she was cracking jokes about her toe. Her mama did say she was funny, and I can see that she's got a sense of humor. So Chyna joked about her toe was broke and then her ear was plugged up. So whatever Tony was telling her, it couldn't go in one ear and then out the other. So she had Ashton comes over, and him in his pink shirt and white shorts and black belt, and joined in on the hugs and told Wolsey to bring it in again. You know, it's like, I'm not gonna even say, it's like he patting himself on the back from making the ending of the meeting not go down in blows. So Wasi gives him dab. Chyna gives him a long hug, gives Wasi a long hug after she said he was a bitch for standing over. And then switch reels to confessional Tony saying she just lonely. She's just lonely. She don't have nobody to comb her hair. She don't have nobody to wash her clothes. Tony, didn't you just say that you wasn't her employee? That sounds like employee stuff. And later on you said that she got employees to do that. I can't keep up with her. So switch reels to, let's see, who's on stacking pics and private saving. I can't even understand these notes. So Treasure, Ashton, and Jay. Oh, switch reels to, they're at Chyna's house. Chyna's getting her makeup done because she has a meeting with Dencia, and then she's after that she's got a meeting with Molly Mall. She's working on her music. She's working on her skincare product, and lashed. So they're discussing Treasure wants to know what happened. Give her the tea. What's the tea, right? But before that, they were cracking up. They were talking real nasty. Y'all, I'm in the airport, so I can't really say all that. But I'm gonna just say that Ashton likes can give head from the sunroof of a car. That's what he said. Okay. And then the girls was like, I can't mess with no dude that be eating me out and his butt be sticking up in the air. And then Treasure said, yeah, I can't deal with them with they legs crossed and they kicked up in the air. That's a no. That's a no-go. Chyna was just telling them about one of her booty calls came by. One of her rotations tried to come by, and she was like, she curved them. So they're talking about Treasure, Treasure, wants to get the scoop on the story. So Chyna says Tony grabbed her hand and she switched to her bipolar tears, listened to her, and Chyna listened to her apology, and Chyna says she didn't know if Tony was being condescending. So Ashton corrected her and said condescending. And then she goes on to say he's watched her for years, and how Treasure knows Tony. She's watched her for years, and how Ashton, he's new and he doesn't know much, you know, about the whole situation. But if you ask me, Ashton is low-key on Tony's side. Okay, that's just my opinion. Okay, so switch reels to Ashton and Chyna rolling up to Denicia. I guess that's how you say it. Denicia's fabulous mansion. They had a drone shot go over, and you can just see all the back, and it was just like, it was nice. She had acreage. It was beautiful. And Chyna low-key shaded and said, oh, she has a beautiful house. No, Chyna, she has a mansion that you adore. Yet. So they walk up to the front door and were greeted by Bruno, Bowtie Bruno, the butler. So the butler directed them and told Chyna where to go to meet Denicia. Now Denicia, that's her nickname. Her real name is Repredencia Sonke. She's a singer, entrepreneur, fashion designer, philanthropist. That's what the Wikipedia said. And it said she attended all these other schools. She attended fashion design school, Santa Monica College, Freedom. What else? USC. Yeah, she went to USC. I went to USC for my costume design class as well. So she came up in the game as a video vixen. She was in Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Chris Brown, Lady Gaga, Ludacris. Then she, in 2011, had her own single. She did her own single. She was born in Cameroon, Africa. She's 31 years old, and she has a business called Whitenicious. That's like a it's not, they don't want to say bleaching cream, but it fades away dark spots. And Chyna was like, I tried it on my elbows, but it didn't work. And she's like, well, you have to do it for 7 days, Chyna, and we know you didn't do that because you're not consistent with nothing you do. They seem to be pretty good friends. And when they walked in, they were flirting with each other, and Chyna said she couldn't stop looking at her boobies and wish she was her girlfriend. And anyway, switch reels to well, I was talking about Denicia. When she had her business, the people criticized it so bad that her sales went up and she sold out of her product. So she said that was a good thing. They can keep talking. And she gives me a mean girl image. Okay, guys, I'm on 15 minutes is up, so it's going to be a part 3, and I promise you it's going to be right after this because I'm going to continue on.